Hello everybody, this is the Animalizzer from Tone Electronics, and as you can see I'm having a whale of a time with this completely customizable Big Muff circuit style fuzz pedal. Now, I am a massive fan of the Big Muff style fuzz circuit, and this one right here is less a clone of a Big Muff, more a workstation for all your kind of favorite muff tones in one pedal. So it is based on the muff circuit, but you've got all these switchable options. And in this video, I'm going to go over those options. I'm going to give you my top 5 tones. And at the end, I'm going to give you my review of the pedal. But first, let's just talk about where it comes from for a second. Tone Electronics, the maker of the Animalizzer, is from Portugal. And it's a one-man team, but I think his daughter helps him paint stuff because I remember him sending me it and it comes in this beautiful little box. Look at that. That's wonderful. So you open it up and it's all hand-painted and there's a little sort of netty thing in there for a bag, and then there's a little serial number as well. I always like to know what you get with the pedal, you know, to keep it safe and warm at night when you're not using it. But when you are using it, my goodness, are you in for some joy. So, without further ado, I will go to the top 5 tones that I've created with the pedal. Actually, before I do the top 5 tones, the gear rundown first. This is the Maybach Albatross PAF style, SG style guitar, and we're running into, I'll be switching between the Marshall SV20, which you can't see currently, hang on, there we go, the Fender Deluxe Reverb, and the Orange Rocker 15 Terror, which is just behind me. So throughout this, I'll also annotate on the screen which amp I'm using. Okay, also, if you like it at any point, then don't forget to leave a thumbs up on this video. Sorry, I have to say that, but it works. Okay, top 5 tones. So those were the top 5 tones that I got from the Animalizzer, and I think 5 is not enough because this pedal has such a range, such a lot of options that are mainly all usable, which is weird because sometimes you get some funky stuff that doesn't always make appropriate tones. But even though the Animalizzer is very Big Muff based, because that's what it is, it does enable you to really tweak that muff circuit to something you actually want. So if you have a muffy kind of sound in your head, this is a far better option than buying an actual Big Muff. I guess it's time to explore the controls and explain what all the knobs and switches do. This is your signal flow once you start operating the Animalizzer. So your guitar comes in and then it hits the pre-gain and then the depth and the fuzz. Then we're going over to the first stage of clipping, which can be LED, open, or silicon. Then it hits the second stage, which can be open, germanium, LED, or silicon. Then we've got bass, middle, and treble, followed and finished up by the master volume. Up first is the pre-gain, which is a signal booster, like a boost pedal, and you can activate that and play with it and twist the knob to give you some kind of boost, overdrive, and distortion before it even attacks the fuzz part of the circuit. That's a very, very nice addition to have. Over to the depth. This is how much bass is going into the circuit. So a lot of the Big Muff circuits have very bassy sounds, and if you've ever played a Big Muff with a band, then you'll know that it's kind of hard to hear yourself sometimes. By using this depth, you can roll off how much bass is going into the circuit, therefore cleaning up that tone. Up next is the fuzz knob, which controls how much of what you've done with these two knobs hits the clipping stages. So all the way down here, and you're not really engaging the fuzz circuit at all, and then all the way up there, and you're getting maximum fuzz. Sorry, all the way up there. Then the signal hits the stage 1 clipping section. So you've got silicon or open, which is where the sound is most noticeable with this pre-gain, and then you've got the LED clip. Then that goes into stage 2, which is open, so doing nothing. Then we've got the germanium clipping, we've got the, what is that, LED and silicon. So you've got 2 clipping sections which combined have more than a lot of different options, which we'll play through in a moment. Finally ending up on the EQ section. Well, I say finally, we've still got the master volume. So we've got bass and mids and treble. I found that when I was playing, I was really keeping the mids above 12 o'clock and the bass below 12 o'clock. And the treble was just sort of adding some air to taste. Then finally, last but not least, is the master volume, which you do need to play with if you are going to change the setting. So if you're the sort of person that likes to fiddle around on stage, beware that you will need to keep an eye on this volume. That can turn things nuts. So let's play through a few of those settings just to give an indication of what they actually sound like. I'm going to run through the Fender first. The Harley Benton 212 vintage V30s. This is the clean tone. Drop my pick. So the fuzz is right at the top. Let's put that somewhere down the bottom. So I want to check out the pre-gain first. So gain all the way down the bottom as well. And we'll put that open and put that open. So we're not engaging either of the stage clipping stages. We're just operating the pre-gain. We got nothing. Whoops. I suppose at this stage you could use it as an EQ pedal. Can you? That's definitely boosting bass as well, the depth. So if we turn all that way down. Definitely adding like a sort of garagey rock. Dirtying up that tone, lovely. Anyway, let's play with the pre-gain. So there's no fuzz going on from the fuzz circuit. That's a really long reverb on the amp. So it is activating an overdrive. So if I bring that down. So remember, that's even before I've engaged the fuzz circuits. Is it open? It is open. Okay, so let's put that somewhere sensible and bring up the fuzz. Okay, now we're going to go through some gain stages. Let's do it over here. It does say in the manual that the pre-gain, around 75% and more, will affect this gain, the gain stages more. So down here, it didn't seem to be doing that much. Where's my reverb there? It is doing something. I hope you can hear it, but it will do more apparently when I'm around there on the pregame. Just remembered I've got the EQ set like that, so let's put that back somewhere kind of usable. That's the beauty of this pedal, in that if you use a real Big Muff, the authentic EHX one, then you're going to find that you're losing most of your guitar tone in a band setting or in a mix, and that's where the beauty of having an EQ is. So you've kind of like got, of course, you've got several muffs within this pedal, but you've also got like an overdrive boost as well, and an EQ. Quite a lot. You're getting quite a lot for your money, actually. This could be a really good bargain. I think it's a really good bargain. Anyway, so let's flip the LED to open. Silicon. It almost kind of chugs. Not quite, but it almost chugs. Anyway, let's go for open so we can hear the second gauge. Gain stage, the gauge. We've got, let's go straight to LED to see if they're the same. This is LED. Go back to open, put that one on. They're not. They're asymmetric, by the way. Not like in a standard Big Muff pedal. So open and open. Let's go germanium. Now germanium needs a little bit more boost. That's not doing anything down there, so we need to give it some pre-gain, we need to give it some fuzz. That's germanium, so it's a little bit warmer, a little bit more old school. LED, there's more attack there. And then silicon. So it's doing that muffy, big, thick thing really, really well, but also it's not too thick because of I've backed the bass off a little bit, and let's boost the mids even a bit more. doing it. It's doing it. Okay, so obviously the volumes are going up and down depending on which clipping stage I'm using, because that's going to change the volume of the pedal. I guess you could use a compressor after this to tame some of those lows and highs, but ultimately you're going to have to play with the volume to really adjust it. So it's not sort of something you want to switch between on the fly, as I said, without being aware of where the volume is. You could blow your face off. So, exploration over. Time for some Animalizzer facts. Fact number 1 is that it only draws around 5 milliamps of power. Even though there's all these knobs and switches, it's a fuzz circuit which doesn't require much power draw. So if there's space on your board, there's absolutely space in your power supply to use this. You could even run this off one of those battery adapters. It would probably run for a really, really, really long time. So no excuses if you're on the fence about possibly adding it to your rig at this stage of the video. It does not have to be the first pedal in your chain, so it's not one of those fuzzes that gets all freaky deaky if it doesn't see your guitar first. You can put this somewhere else in your pedal board setup so that it'll still behave or misbehave depending on how you set it, but it won't go freaky deaky if it's not first. That's a bonus. You can also run it between 9 and 18 volts. With 18 volts, it'll have more headroom, and rather than explain what that is, let's hear it. So I'm going to plug it into 18 volts now, and then switch between 9 and 18 and see what the difference is. Bit more spitty on 18 volts. Yeah, it's more spitty. I actually think I prefer it on 18 volts. So it is behaving a little bit more. It's got more headroom. It's more defined. Darn it. Okay, let's play a little bit of 18 volt goodness then. Damn it. More video to watch. Aha, so now the EQ should be a little bit more powerful. Bwah! Now it's got that spitty like cutoff that it didn't have in the 9 volt mode. Now it's behaving like an entirely different pedal. This is nuts. Let's go LED. Okay, now it's really not that Big Muff. That's brilliant. Was on a Les Paul then. Yeah, All right, let's try and give it some full welly and see what happens. Does it get super insane spitty? Let's go LED on both. No, I've gone too far. Let's go germanium. There is a lot more ground that needs to be covered if you're using 18 volts, and I think you should be able to use 12 volts as well. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave you guessing and leave a little bit of mystery because I'm about to move on to the review part, my little opinions on the pedal, which, as you can probably gather, quite positive. Bottom line, straight to the chase. If you have never played a Big Muff Fuzz before and you're curious, you're fuzz curious, then you should get this pedal. You should absolutely get this one. The reason being that if you can't find a fuzz tone, or specifically a Big Muff kind of fuzz tone in this pedal, then I don't think that either you're trying hard enough and you don't really want it, or ultimately fuzz might not actually be something that you're enjoying. There are some people in this world who don't enjoy fuzz pedals, believe it or not. They don't get it, they don't understand it, they don't appreciate it. But I think the Animalizzer could be a pedal that might give them back the control that some fuzzes take away. So some people say that fuzzes only give you that sound. And with this pedal and others, there are others, but this one particularly gives you such a wide range of fuzz tones. You've got, I've got the EQ at the end, of course. You've got the different clippings. You've got the 18 volts and 9 volts, which honestly opened up my mind. Yeah, I wasn't disappointed, but I'd firmly pigeonholed this fuzz as okay, it's a good Big Muff. It does all those things. There's all these things you can change. A shame it doesn't get spitty. And then it did. So TX, Tone Electronics, well done so far. Or well done generally, but I've got more to say about my thoughts on the pedal. It's hand-built in Portugal, and at this point, before I carry on, I should open up the pedal just to check what's going on inside, see if it's a tidy job, see if I think they've done a good wiring job, which I personally can't wire very well, but let's see if Tone Electronics have done a good job or not. Moment of truth is upon us. What's inside? Oh, hello, beautiful. That is a beautiful looking circuit. Let's zoom in a bit more. That is a gorgeous looking circuit. So I'm not going to pretend to know what's going on in there. I know some of it. I can see the resistors and the transistors and the donkey flanges. But what I can say is that they've got those little things on the pots to stop it conducting the earth on the pot. So that is that's a mark of quality is what I'm saying. The way the board is populated, hang on a second, looks wonderful. God damn. That's the thing of beauty. That is not just a beautiful sounding pedal and a beautiful looking pedal on the outside. It's a beautiful looking pedal on the inside. And that's all that matters, isn't it? All right, let's put it back together and continue talking about it. I really wish I had this pedal when I was 15, 16. I mean, if I had, I wouldn't have discovered fuzz wah because my Big Muff was very much taking out that mid-range. And what this pedal allows you to do is to add more mid-range. And I found myself absolutely keeping it as boosting the mids because a Big Muff circuit will destroy those mids and not allow you to be heard in a mix or in a band situation. So regardless of all the clipping stage options and everything that's going on, the EQ section is an absolute godsend because that enables you to tweak your tone as if you would normally use it like an overdrive to boost or boost a mid-range frequency or use a graphic EQ or somehow do something in the mix. But with the Animalizzer, you can do that in one pedal. And that is why I think the Animalizzer is a necessary fuzz pedal. It's hand-built, it's made by one man, and I think his daughter helps him build the little boxes. Hang on, this one. I think we should be supporting builders in Europe and the world, of course, but Europe seems to be lagging a little bit in working together, which is why I'm making this video. I should also mention that I'm getting paid, okay? He did send me the pedal, and this is a sponsored video, but the sponsorship is for the work I'm doing, not for the words that are coming out of my mouth. I'm trying to think of something I don't like, just to counteract the fact that I am being paid, and you think that, you know, there's a bit of trust going on. What I don't like, oh yeah, although I like the pedal, when it arrived, it was in this little bag. Is that a Hessian bag? And it was dusty, and there's dust everywhere, and it got dust all over me and made me sneeze. It's the first pedal in the world to ever make me sneeze, so, oh, it might come again. I would prefer if that wasn't like this Hessian sack. I like the look, but I don't like the sneezing. It doesn't do well with me. There are links below this video if you wish to buy the pedal, and I absolutely recommend that you do. It is sort of twice the price of a regular Big Muff from EHX, so you're looking at a bit more money, but it's handmade, it's not SMD, not that that really matters, but you're supporting a builder, you're supporting someone feed their family, and you're getting not just one muff, but a whole bunch of muffs, graphic EQs, and drives in one pedal. And it looks funky, and it's well built. It's absolutely one of my favourite fuzzes, and it's going to go on my board as my Big Muff. It's a big statement. Guess what, you little tinkers? You've made it to the end of the video, which means you are firmly in the end of the video club, and to prove that you are a member of this prestigious elite, so prestigious, when you leave your comment down below telling me what you think of the Animalizzer, and please do, also include the phrase, "Ooh, tweaky muff!" And that'll let me know that you did make it this far. And it's kind of a thing we do now. It's kind of expected, and when I don't do it, you guys complain. So there we are. Yeah. Once again, a big thank you to Tone Electronics for sending out the Animalizzer. There it is. Thanks to you for watching, and thanks for clicking the thumbs up button, because I know you're going to do it. Thank you for doing that. There's more videos here if you want to check those out, and may the fuzz be with you. Cheers. Bye-bye.